Good evening and welcome to the January 23rd, 2025 meeting of the Walnut Creek Planning Commission. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Commissioner Kwok,
Here.
Commissioner Ward,
Here.
Commissioner Klopp,
Excuse me, here.
Commissioner Reiser's out sick, Commissioner Nating,
Here.
Vice Chair Anderson is out, Chair Strongman.
Here. Thank you. And the next item on the agenda is the consent calendar. We have two items, which is the meetings for November 14th, 2024 and January 9th, 2025. Does anybody like to poll these to discuss or make a motion to accept?
I'd like to move that we accept the minutes of the November 14th and January 9th as presented. Second.
And secretary, please call the roll.
Commissioner Klopp,
Yes.
Commissioner Ward,
Yes.
Commissioner Klopp,
Yes.
Commissioner Reiser is out, Commissioner Nating,
Yes.
Vice Chair Anderson is out, Chair Strongman.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. And next item is public communications. This is the time for the public to be able to come to speak to us on any subject that is not on the agenda. If you're here to speak on something on the agenda, we will have a separate hearing for that. But if anybody would like to come and speak to us on any subject? Seeing nobody rushing to the podium, we will close public comments, and I will come back to the commission, ask if there's been any disclosures of ex parte communications with any item on the agenda. And I'm seeing shaking heads of no. So we'll go on to number 4, public hearings. The first item, project item A, is the AT&T wireless communication facility, and that item has been withdrawn, I believe, by the applicant. And therefore, moving on to project B, which is the Rossmore Pet Hospital conditional use permit. Do we have a presentation by the staff?
Good evening, Commissioner Strongman, Planning Commission. My name is Gerardo Victoria, Assistant Planner, Community Development Department. The project before you today is the Rossmore Pet Hospital, located at 1910 Tice Valley Boulevard, for a conditional use permit, application Y24082. Some site context for the pet hospital. It's approximately 3,600 square feet, located at the Rossmore Shopping Center here. The actual tenant space is located here. It's just off of the Tice Valley Boulevard and the Rolling Hills Drive, surrounded by a mix of uses. You have the Valley Plaza, to the west over here. You have residential uses to the north here. You have the manicure facility located to the south here. And to the east, you have that Chevron gas station and the Kindred Health Rehab facility located here. The site is zoned Plan Development 2189. The general plan is general retail. And as a pet hospital, it is approved with a conditional use permit. The business plan for the pet hospital, the hours of operation are 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturdays, and it is closed on Sundays. It has a treatment room, a surgical room, and a pharmacy area with 5 exam rooms. There will be no overnight boarding of animals at the pet hospital. Services outside the standard hours will be handled with partnerships with surrounding 24-hour vet hospitals. The facility is entirely enclosed, soundproof, and air-conditioned. This is the floor plan. So the entrance is here. The Rossmore Shopping Center is over here on this side. You see the reception area here. The 5 exam rooms are here, 2, 3, 4, 5. The treatment area is located here. The pharmacy is here. The surgical area is located right here with the doctor's offices right here. So these are the standard conditional use permit findings, that the use, including any conditions imposed, is consistent with the general plan, that the proposed use, including any conditions imposed, will not be detrimental to the public health, any findings required by the land use regulations in the zoning district. So staff did have some concerns when they initially filed this application regarding noise and regarding the overnight boarding of animals. As their business plan explained, there will be no overnight boarding, and the noise, there is no issue because the rooms, the treatment area, and the surgical room are soundproof. So staff recommends that Planning Commission move to adopt the CEQA determination and approve the conditional use permit based on the findings outlined in the draft resolution to allow the pet hospital at 1910 Tice Valley Boulevard. I am available for any questions, and the applicant is also here available for any questions.
Thank you for your great presentation. Do we have any questions for staff? Yeah, go ahead.
So just to clarify, so I understand now that there is supposed to be no boarding of animals, but looking through the business plan, and maybe this would also be a better question for the applicant, it does say on under days and hours of operation that no boarding of animals except for convalescence or medical examination.
Yes.
Okay.
So the land use allows for boarding due to convalescence. The business plan, and the business owner is here, he can speak to this more, but they will not be boarding overnight. So they have in place agreements with the nearby vet hospitals that they're partnering with, that in case if an animal needs that care, they will arrange pickup and transport.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. That really helps.
Any other questions? Thank you. We will now open up a public hearing on this, and we'll start out with the applicant if they'd like to say any words.
Yeah, you want to come up? Doctor?
Thank Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bikram Sohi. So I don't know what exactly to say, but if you have any questions regarding the facility, I am happy to answer those questions.
Okay, I'll start out and repeat his question. Please differentiate the convalescence and the boarding of animal.
Yeah. So in a general practice, we do not board pets. So let's say a pet is sick and, for example, needs fluids. So the pet will be with us. We'll run the diagnostics, do blood work, X-rays, whatever is needed. Let's say the pet is on fluids. They are all discharged by the end of the day, before we close. So let's say we close at 7. So by around 6 o'clock, the owners start to come to pick up the pets. So if a pet is in a stable condition and we can manage it like as an outpatient, so they go back home and then come back in the following morning for the continued treatment. However, if we know that the pet needs overnight care, monitoring, further diagnostics, then we refer them to the 24-hour emergencies. So, for example, the nearby Lafayette Veterinary Emergency Hospital, we'll be referring all our cases there. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Other questions for the applicant? Yes.
So are your patients just like dogs and cats or those kind of things, or do you do exotics or other things, or
No,
what kind of
just-
animals do you do?
Just dogs and cats.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sure there is a huge market for this now. So
Yes,
This is a really
yeah.
good use to be going in there. I
Yeah,
think.
definitely.
Yeah. All right. Excellent. Thank you.
Other questions for the applicant? Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And any other member of the public who would like to make a comment on this project? Pro or not? Okay. I think I will close the public comments and bring it back to the commission for,
Thank you.
discussion and whatever we need to do. A motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the resolution regarding the Rossmore Pet Hospital Conditional Use Permit Application Number Y24-082 as presented.
Second?
Will the secretary please call the roll?
Commissioner Kwok,
Yes.
Commissioner Ward,
Yes.
Commissioner Klopp,
Yes.
Commissioner Reiser is absent, Commissioner Nating,
Yes.
Vice Chair Anderson is absent, Chair Strongman.
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. And moving on to Project C, the residents of Abigail Place. I believe we have a correction we need to make. With the staff report, thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners, and Happy New Year to everybody. Simmer Gill with the city. We are here tonight to discuss the correction of an inclusionary housing condition in a previously adopted Planning Commission resolution. You may recall this project, the residences at Abigail Place. It was approved by this commission in February of 2023. And just to clarify, the item is not, the entire project is not being reconsidered tonight, apart from the correction to the condition. All other aspects of the project still remain in effect under the previously approved Planning Commission resolution for this project. And the request before you will correct the inclusionary housing condition, and a revised resolution has been provided to all of you that clearly indicates the request tonight. And the applicant, Deanne Green, with Shea Homes representing the project, is here tonight, as am I, to answer any questions that you may have after this presentation. And here is a list of the approved project details. It was a 17-lot subdivision for the construction of 17 new homes. And here I've provided an aerial image that does show the 3 lots that are going to be merged for the construction of the 17 lots. And below the aerial map is the approved site plan that does show the individual lots. And as mentioned earlier, the Planning Commission did adopt Resolution 3922, which did create the 17 new lots, along with approval of the state density bonus waivers, 1 concession, tree removals, and the tree drip line encroachment permit. And then on August 20th of 2024, the site development permit was issued for this project. October 15, 2024, the demolition permit was finalized. All grading and the demolition of all structures on site has been completed, and the final map has also been recorded for this project, the subdivision map. The building permit is ready to be issued. All the review has been completed. We're just awaiting payment of fees from the developer. And pursuant to the city's inclusionary housing ordinance, ownership of low-income units must remain affordable for 45 years. For rental units, the affordability needs to remain for 55 years. And this was a condition that was required as part of the previously adopted Planning Commission resolution. However, while finalizing the density bonus agreement, an error was identified on condition number 2 of the Planning Commission reso, and that is included as attachment 4 of your packet tonight, which does currently state that the ownership inclusionary units must remain affordable for 55 years, so that was an error. It should actually read 45 years as it's an ownership project and not a rental. So I wanted to clarify that. And so tonight, the city staff is seeking Planning Commission's approval to correct that condition, reflecting the correct affordability term of 45 years. And the revised resolution does reflect this change. And as mentioned earlier, all other aspects, findings, and all of the other conditions, with the exception of this condition, remain the same. And they do stay in effect for this project under that resolution. And with that, staff does recommend that the Planning Commission move to adopt the draft resolution modifying that condition number 2 to state, I'm not going to read the entire thing, but basically making that minor modification, making sure that that very low income unit affordability term is for 45 years. And with that, I do conclude my presentation, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you for the presentation. Assuming we're going to be voting on the revised draft resolution that was just handed out today, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. Questions for staff? Seeing none, we will now open for public hearing. Any member of the public, which I see none, would like to come forward is welcome to and make a comment on this project.
So the developer, Shea Holmes, Deanne Green, I don't know if you have any questions, but she is available as well.
Thank you. Come on down.
Hi, my name is Deanne Green. I'm with Shea Homes, and thank you for having us today. And I'm here to available if you have any questions about the project or
Any questions? Yes, Commissioner Ward.
Hi, thanks for coming. This seems like correction of a typographical error. I'm just wondering if you object to this or if
No.
there's a problem. Okay, thank you.
No.
Any other questions for the applicant?
No.
Thank you very much. Any other member of the public? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing and bring it back to the commission for comments or motion. It is.
Except I can't get the mic to work. All right, I'd like to move that we adopt revised draft resolution, correction of a condition of approval for resolution number 3923, application number Y22-019, residences at Abigail Place, as stated in this revised draft resolution.
Second?
Will the secretary please call the roll?
Commissioner Kwok,
Yes.
Commissioner Ward,
Yes.
Commissioner Klopp,
Yes.
Commissioner Reiser is absent. Commissioner Nating,
Yes.
Vice Chair Anderson is absent. Chair Strongman,
Yes,
motion passes.
thank you. And we move on to commission considerations. Do we have any?
None, but just a reminder that next Thursday we'll have our joint PC-DRC study session for the signed ordinance update.
Thank you. And moving on to commission member or staff reports or announcements. Yes.
I just quickly wanted to thank you all again for endorsing me to be the member on TransPAC, representing the Walnut Creek Planning Commission. I went to my first meeting today. It was administrative in nature, so I do not have anything to report.
Okay, thank you. Any others? Seeing none, we will be adjourned. Did we break a record?